Very good evening, everybody. It is 1800 hours. It is the 19th of February 2024. Good evening, Ben, Sean. Welcome, everybody, to this How, or the clinic session, if you prefer. And a bit of a mixed bag we have today. We're going to start by sorting some beef from the bull. Let me begin quickly then, since there is more than one topic here, and I want to get through it all before you hit boredom level. Would be a good idea, wouldn't it? Firstly, I guess a recommendation. Some of you will remember and be aware that I never accept IB fees, introducing broker for those who didn't know. A percentage of your spread paid regardless of your win or loss. Hence, it was always to me an instrument of Satan and never to be included in our ideals, unless we create a pool for that money to be used as a charitable donation, possibly to a member of our groups who might, for whatever reason, be in need. I am reminded of a lady who suffered during the UK flooding. Some of you might remember the posts. A Canadian gentleman caught in or by the wildfires there. The list is big. I'm considering and may well go through the process and the route if we, that is, members of the group and I, can agree that that is how the money would be used. Notwithstanding that, a gentleman named Alexander, Alex if you like, presented me with the details offered by a company named One Royal, and regardless of any arrangement which may or may not come about in the future, Alex is a good egg, and the One Royal account makes sense. The details that were presented to me, anyhow, they make sense. The details add up. Unless, of course, you're one of our USA candidates where the wheel seems to have turned. No longer can we laugh at signs stating no Irish, or, movies like Blazing Saddles, obviously, or no anyone else who might not be flavour of the month right now. Strange it is that we accept different rules or different boundaries placed upon us as humanity generally, isn't it? Anyway, moving on. Now, we all know that meetings don't work. All and any of them, with no exceptions, are a complete and total waste of time. Show me someone who goes to a lot of meetings and I'll show you someone who doesn't have a proper job. Or worse, is a politician. All, without exception, of the great ideas and inventions, the greatest leadership choices, come from the mind of one nut behind the wheel character who proceeds to get the job done. Meetings are where good ideas get watered down and bad ideas are forced into an agenda because nobody generally has nuts enough to say, "What the actual are you on about?" Hence, we have this list. Let me show you this almighty list, if it would appear for me. There you go. Load template. There you go. An almighty list, and the list goes on beyond the screen here. Let's see. Scroll down, down, and there you go. There is a list. It's quite a big list, isn't it? Don't get afraid. I'm not going to show you all of these. Okay, so we have this list, an almighty list of strategies, and yes, there are too many, but they are not all to be used in conjunction, at once, on the same day, on the same trade, or even in the same week. They're not for use by more than one person. There never was a one-size-fits-all approach in our group. There never can be a one-size-fits-all strategy, since everyone is very obviously very different in their approach to trading, in mindset, in risk aversion, or in money management, money understanding either for that matter. So, although some traders will find a trade in a gap that's smaller than a stripper's knickers, Many can't find a trade so obvious that a blind man's dog would have taken it. That leads me nicely then into the last part of this episode. Fear. I know you were all waiting for that part. Fear, a point and a question raised so often by so many over the years. A point we have addressed before, but since we have grown a lot recently and since so many newbies, if you like, might have missed out on topics covered in the past, let me enlighten you on the subject here firmly. No more ranting, remember, it is strongly worded advice according to our Yodapedia. Let me begin. I've 4 children, and I was lucky enough to be present at the birth of each and every one of them. My youngest was born at home, here in this house where we live right now. Another major reason we're not moving, really. A wonderful, joyous experience each and every time. And yet, for some moments there, during and even leading up to the birth, there was the fear. Every parent has felt it. That what if? What if either one or both don't make it today? Yes, that is a real fear. Very real. None of your namby-pamby fear of something that you can indeed control, like your stop-loss level, your stake, or your entry. You control those. So you're afraid of you? Really? You're afraid of what you might do to you. Convinced you're going to pull your own fingernails out, are you? Another angle you need here. Hear it in your silence, I do. Read it in the absence of comments, I do. Do it scared. I'll say that again. Do it scared. Start demo. Start small and build your confidence. Everyone is afraid of something. I'm perhaps too stupid myself, certainly too curious myself, curious enough to wonder, what's next? Not curious enough that I'm going to find out in the morning, but I am curious, not afraid. Let's elaborate now for those who need it, with thanks to a gentleman, DC, for the topic and for my elaborating. I have created some very basic strategies around this exact subject, and no, not in meetings either. They were not created in meetings. I have, talked at length about the process involved. No steps, no thoughts, buy it, sell it, based on the entry condition of a signal. Again, no steps, buy it, sell it, and play away through the day. Tally it up at the end. Obviously, demo to begin, and then a small account. Then perhaps 1 gate per week. You all remember my gates? I hope you remember my gates. If you don't, you better go back and redo that homework, because the gates are crucial. Your performance does not matter this way. You follow the strategy of, say, the BISI, the buy it, sell it, and if I'll give you a glance, there you go, buy it, sell it. Bear in mind it is, Washington's birthday today, so apparently everybody in the USA is on holiday. Canada Family Day. So let's rewind the NAS to earlier on when things were alive, when the UK, Europe perhaps were in play. In fact, maybe let's consider a European market, because, well, they won't be celebrating American holidays now, will they? We'll zoom out a little, we'll get rid of the quotes window, and we'll make the chart just a little bit bigger. The buy it, sell it, BISA. Is price above a line? We'll buy it then. Is price below the line? We'll sell it then. Buy it, sell it, buy it, sell it, buy it, sell it. You'll all remember where I said if you have hedging disabled, you can buy at, say, $1, €1, £1, and then immediately change the stake to 2. Okay, so if you buy 1, perhaps that's your first trade of the day, you're in at 1 and you change the stake to 2, hedging disabled. When it comes down here, you hit the sell button and now you're selling it. It closes your £1, $1, euro buy, and it opens your £1 sell. and then you hit the buy button. It closes your one book sell and it opens a one book buy, and so on and so on and so on throughout the day. That's what will happen. Play through the day, tally it up at the end. Again, obviously demo to begin, small account, and perhaps a gate per week. Your performance doing it this way does not matter. You follow the strategy of the buy it, sell it, or perhaps the red light, green light. Let's have a little look. Red light, green light, where are you? There you are, a red light, a green light. And I've got too many higher value EMAs on there. Let's perhaps hide some, because if you can't see the wood for the trees, we need to chop down some trees. And there we go, buy it, red light, green light. And you'll do that according to the rules of the strategy, mechanically and to the letter. Small losses, absolutely. Break-even trades, yes, of course. Small gains, but, of course, big gains. Control of everything always remains in your hands. At least that is until some nutter turns it over to AI and allows a computer to breathe and perhaps wipe his bottom for him. They exist, it's fine. I'm not against AI. I just don't want it doing anything for me. Thank you very much. And there you go, ladies and gentlemen, fear. Do it scared. That's what I'm asking of you all. Do it scared. I'm going to put the buy it, sell it back on. Load template, buy it, sell it. We might just have only one line on there. We have a couple. We'll minimize that. We will minimize that. We don't really want that on there. So questions, please, and please feel free to unmute and tell me what you're thinking while you're thinking about strategies and about doing it scared. Please, anybody? There you go. That's the one I was trying to load. The guppy. I'm going to reshare the screen. Share the screen. The guppy. The buy it, sell it guppy I've got on here. That's all it is. The guppy. And we can hide those. We don't need them all, but it's a guppy. And the guppy's a dumb fish, isn't it? Is the sound okay? No one said a thing other than good evening and evening. Can you all hear me? Give us a sound check. Anybody? Sounds good, says Ben. Good, good, good. Fingers crossed it appears in the recording then, because I hope that was good. Great, says Philippe. Now tell me, what did you think about my views on fear? We hear it, says Brent. Thank you. All good, says Matt. My views on fear. Anybody? Excellent, says Matt. Thank you for that. Anyone brave enough to unmute and tell me anything? Good, bad, indifferent? Ask a question. Good, bad, or indifferent? Thanks, Jamil. No one? Thanks, Brent.
Hi, James.
Hi, Brent.
Hi, James.
All right.
My question is, if I have a window of 4 hours,
Yes.
and I wanted to try the LRI strategy, BISI,
Yeah.
does it matter if I'm doing it for 8 hours, 4 hours, or 1 hour? Does that really determine?
Nope.
difference in the
Always
strategy?
start with demo, because obviously the 4 hours that you have available might not be a great 4 hours, but it's a brilliant question. So you do it demo on the first 4 hours. Make sure the markets are open. So long as the markets are open, 4 hours is plenty of time. Absolutely plenty of time. So I think that's brilliant. If you've got 4 hours, so long as the market's open, work away with the buy it, sell it. Absolutely. You'll be spot on with that. And there you go, Philippe. A good comment there, Philippe. He says, great comparison. Losing a loved one out of your control to the control you have on your actions in the chart. Exactly. There's a very, very big difference between something that you really can and will be. Absolutely. I've been terrified 4 times in my life. I have 4 kids. No control over that. Don't mind risking my own life. Jumped out of airplanes. Done daft, really ridiculously stupid things in my life. But it doesn't mean I want my kids to do it, and it doesn't mean I enjoyed watching my wife deliver it. Well, actually, the last one was fantastic, but still, delivering a baby, it's a scary moment, isn't it, for everybody? A nice one, Jamil. I've told my mind to choose either trading or fear. Good, very good. Focus on that. It will help you. It will help you a lot. And Andrew says, the loss of control is a learning process, but in trading, we never lose control. I've often compared trading to driving, And the difference, or the analogy here, is road rage. Yes, then you lose control. But I mean, what is the purpose? What is the purpose of road rage? There's always somebody bigger, faster, harder, or with more bullets. So, road rage, that's what revenge trading is. That is what trading angry or emotional, that's what that is. These days, when there's any semblance of road rage, I'm reminded that I have a front and rear facing dash cam with sound, and I simply narrate. I don't even swear on it now in case I have to give it to the police. But it is, I find, quite useful to have that, because it does indeed keep me as honest as I need to be on the roads. Yeah, it doesn't slow me down any, but there you go. William says, so it's close bar to close bar, or would you exit with penetration of the line? I would suggest, William, on a 1 minute chart, we do not need to wait for the close bar, so penetration. You might consider doing it like this: bar chart, line chart. One line crosses another, buy it, sell it, buy it, sell it, buy it. That's it. When is the next big correction in the markets? Will we see south of 5,000 on the FTSE again? So far, I haven't. Well, I haven't looked today at the long range forecasting tool, Paul, but I still see that there is some room. We've got a wedge pattern going on the NAS here. You can see it there more on the 4 hour. There's a wedge pattern. Absolutely. Maybe the PCR will flip. Maybe it won't. For now, I'm still looking for more to the upside. But you know me, I trade a 1 minute with a glance at a 3 and a 5. So really, do I care about the upper? There's a bit of a W on the go here. Look, XABC. If we can break above mid BB, there's a decision to be made and potential for a miniature W there. Let's have a look at the FTSE for you. Will we see 5,000? Well, looking at that, we've rejected our fabulous 987 again, and some of the even higher stuff, all the fib levels being rejected. Bit of an inverse head and shoulders there. I think we need to see a 78 before we go back to 5,000. Anything, Paul, is possible. But I mean, it might take until, I don't know, what are we in now? February 2024. We could be looking at February 2026 before we see 5,000. Always we need to analyse things on an as at now basis. And I won't be worried about 5,000 until some of these higher value EMA levels start being tested and breached. Would you a pullback? But I'm happy to wait for that pullback. Same with the other markets, the NAS, the Dow, the DAX. The DAX did close up above 17,000 on the weekly. So there you go. Well, World War now, Paul. That World War or another medical drama, says Paul, that generates opportunities, doesn't it? I mean, it absolutely does. A world war, didn't we? What's that lady's name? There was a dame, the Scotch Baroness lady, who sold a fortune's worth of PPE. Wasn't worth a carrot to the people who bought it, but her company made a fortune. Anyone invested in her company made a fortune. So realistically, the only times that history suffers, or if you like, traders suffer, is the boring times. Remember that old curse, and it is a curse: may you live in interesting times. Interesting times are always filled with war and famine, some fool bashing another fool on the head with a sword, or firing stupid more and more powerful weapons at each other. The weapons have got to be built. They're built by companies, and they're not built by governments. They're bought by governments who have an unlimited pot of money because they borrow it from banks, and the banks are happy to lend it to them because they know that the governments will tax the idiots, that would be us, to the hilt to pay for the stupid bombs that they're just going to set fire to anyway. Reminds me of my real parents, actually. You know, when you're young and you say, can we have fireworks this year? No, no, you can't have all that money. It's going to go up in smoke. And then they smoke 40 cigarettes a day, and the irony, oh my word. But you don't see it when you're 5 and 6, do you? You just wonder, well, I don't understand. Why can you do it and you can't do it? Well, never mind. That's a whole nother subject, isn't it? But there you go. A world war would probably a marvellous opportunity. Really? Who makes bullets? Who makes guns? Is everybody armed yet? Do we need to invest in the people who sell those things? Well, didn't the UK just produce a report saying they're going to build more ships because they don't have enough ships? So there are ship builders around the UK, and it's no doubt going to be something that's produced at home. That's what they said anyway. That's the report I read. But there you go. What do I know? Any more thoughts? I like the questions, by the way. Some really good ones in there, and I think it's brilliant that we have addressed some of them. Always, I only see opportunities. I'm not one of those my glass is half full kind of people, nor am I a my glass is half empty kind of person. Realistically, I have a glass and there's something in it, and that makes me a realist, and a realist I will stay. Happy days. Any thoughts? Anybody? Any more thoughts? Any more questions? Awesome, says Brent. Thank you, Brent. Ooh, candles. No, I much prefer bars. They're the same thing, but bars I prefer. And there we are, bars. We can see, let's have a little look at the FTSE from this morning, actually. That's now, there's the FTSE, bit of range as the markets closed off and went to lunch or wherever they went. Let's see, anything going on in the morning? There's a 77.20 and a 77, yeah, a couple of pips. Very little on the go there this morning. Let's look at the DAX then for this morning. Let's look at the currency from this morning as well. Why not? We'll look at a euro dollar pair. I think there's stuff on the go there. Euro dollar. Oh well, no arguing with that now, is there? Buy it, sell it, buy it, sell it. It is, of course, a public holiday in Canada. It's Monday. So for me, Mondays are just naturally a public holiday by virtue of the fact that it might be a public holiday somewhere, because generally they're on a Monday or a Friday. So I don't work Mondays or Fridays, other than this educational section, of course, which is always good to get me sensibly in the right mind frame for Tuesday morning, when I will begin placing trades myself. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Happy days. We're 22 minutes in. I think this has been a very good thing. Remember, fear we've discussed mostly today, and you can control how you react. So do it scared. When if you are married, if you have children, if you're not married, if you have children, the children were born, and whether you were the male or the female in the event, you were scared for a few moments there. Yeah, okay, I'm on the bright side. I didn't feel a thing. Um, my wife took it all on the chin, if you like. But there you go. I'm curious as to what's next. I'm afraid of very, very little. That's it. I'm not even afraid of being poor, because if I lose everything in the morning, hopefully some fool will leave me with $50, or I'll beg until I get $50, and then I'll trade again. That's it. Please trade safe, everybody, and I look forward to seeing you on the next live session. Thanks, everyone. I'm going to stop the share, end the recording, and get it uploaded and out to you as quickly as possible. Many thanks, everybody. Trade safe. There you go. I didn't mean to. I meant to stop recording. Sorry.